Well, it is exactly 1 minute to the top of the hour here on Lookuptv. This is the Spotlight. Now, today on this 4th day of December 2023, a day when CBK Governor, that is Dr. Kamau Thuge, was at loggerheads trying to explain the reason as to why the Central Bank of Kenya has failed to regulate at least 400 illegally loan companies that are operating illegally. Apart from that, 8 people have today lost their lives in different road carnages, even as motorists are being urged to ensure they are keen enough on the roads as we head to the festivities or the festive period here in the country. Now that, among many other stories on this bulletin tonight, first of all, let's have a look at what's making headlines.
Tonight on this Spotlight, not so fast. Court blocks RUTO's government from selling KICC and other 10 parastatals following a petition filed by ODM. The government plans to reconstruct and repair damaged infrastructure as a result of the ongoing floods.
Na wakati iliteremka iligonga karabati iko pale, dereva na makanga wakarushwa nje pande ya mbele. Wakati walirushwa pande ya mbele ilikuja kama imewapita juu.
Na watu 5 ikaua.
And 5 killed in Kikopey road accident after a trailer veered off the road, killing 2 pedestrians and rammed into an iron sheet structure, killing 3 revelers.
Now, welcome to the program. I am Ian Keitani, and our sign language interpreter is Felista Adinde. Remember, you can watch this particular bulletin live on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Lookuptv. Now let's start this bulletin with matters flooding. And the national government on Monday began airdropping relief food to villages cut off by floods in Tana County, which is the worst hit by the disaster in the country. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua toured the county today and admitted that indeed the county was severely affected and assured leaders and residents that they will be given special attention for support of relief food.
Investment exercise under the Social Protection Safety Net program that was launched at Garissa Police Training College grounds and the neighboring Madogo area in Tana River County. Led by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the team provided humanitarian assistance, including food and non-food items, to the displaced people of Garissa, majorly those affected by El Nino rains. This besides financial support. According to the Deputy President, the government is ensuring the comfort of the negatively affected Kenyans as a result of the El Nino rains, alongside strategic measures of returning the situation to normalcy.
Na kwa hivyo tumekuja na chakula iko hapa na malori ingine imeletwa na serikali
Multi-agency team. The government has intensified interventions to ensure no more lives are lost to El Nino rains, promising to deliberate efforts to restore livelihoods. Of Garissa for being in the front line to reach out to the affected in response, making a passionate appeal to the counties to prioritize and divert resources to the emergency response, adding that Garissa County areas that were cut off by the floods will receive humanitarian support at the times of the crisis.
Now, still on matters of floods, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says work is underway to restore road networks and infrastructure damaged by El Nino rains in the Tana River County. According to the Deputy President, resources have also been deployed to help with the initiative. He was speaking during a visit to the area meant to conduct an assessment of the damage caused by the ongoing heavy downpour.
El Nino effects, the government has disbursed 1 billion Kenyan shillings from the Ministry of Roads to repair roads that have been damaged by the heavy ongoing rains. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua speaking today in Tana River County has announced that they have already initiated the plans to work on the infrastructure.
Rais wetu William RUTO amehuzinishwa sana na zile shida mmepitia, amepiga pole, lakini juu ya hayo ametuagiza kama watu wake wa mkono tuhakikishe ya kwamba hakuna Mkenya yote atakufa kwa njaa kwa sababu ya mambo ya mafuriko. Juu ya hayo ameagiza waziri wake wa barabara kuhakikisha ya kwamba barabara zote ambaye zimekatika zimeregezwa ndio watu waweze kufikiwa na msaada na kufikiwa na chakula.
Hivi sasa restore many of the places except tumebakia pale nilikuambia Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais pale Abaswein, ambaye saa hizi tunapambana kuhakikisha tumeunganisha barabara iweze ikafika mbele. Barabara hapo kwa Madogo unaona ile washout tumeweka njia kidogo ya kusaidia kuleta chakula na watu kupita kwa muda huu. Tumesema pia pale tulikuwa na shida pale barabara ya Bangle kuja Madogo, pia kulikuwa na washout, tumefanya kazi, restore.
Kenyans have been asked to move from floods hotspot areas and to be on the lookout.
Nataka kushukuru governor ameanzisha program ya cluster program. Hii cluster program ni kuwatoa watu kutoka huko mtoni awalete huku juu. Tunataka kukueleza tafadhali usupport hii program kwa ile mambo ya housing, ili hawa watu ambao kwa kila mara wako huko mtoni tuwatoe permanently, tuwalete katika vijiji wakae, ili tuondoke na kero la haya matatizo ya maji.
Mimi nataka nimwambie gavana hiyo program yako ya clustering tunaiunga mkono. Mshikane na watu wetu wa housing ndio ijengwe ile affordable, watu watoke zile area ambaye ziko chini wakuje juu, ndio hii shida ikitokea wasipate madhara.
Ruga Evil, Lookuptv.
Thank you very much, Ruga Evil, for that particular story. Now, moving forward, 5 people died on Sunday night after they were run over by a lorry whose driver lost control at Kikopey Trading Center in Gilgil along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. The lorry driver, veered off the road, running over 2 pedestrians who died on the spot and rammed into iron sheet structures on the roadside, killing 3 persons who were inside the premises playing pool. Now, several people were injured in the accident and rushed to the Gilgil hospital. Police have therefore launched a manhunt for the driver and conductor of the lorry who fled the scene of the accident.
The deadly Nakuru-Nairobi highway, synonymous with road carnages year in, year out, hit the headlines yet again after the said trailer lost control yesterday night, ramming onto pedestrians. Gilgil Sub-County Police Commander Francis Timber confirmed that the trailer was headed to Nakuru town before losing control, thus leading to the death of 5 people, including 3 others who were playing a game of pool.
Barabara ya Nairobi Kikopey road. Hii lori mnaiona nyuma yetu ile lose control na ikatoka nje ya barabara, ikaua, first of all ikaua watu 2 nje ya barabara, and then ikaingia kwa duka ambaye ilikuwa karibu hapo, ikaua watu 3 huko ndani, na ikadamage several other vehicles ambaye zilikuwa parked around there. That area is a slopey road and there is a climbing lane there, and the vehicles at this time of festive season we are supposed to be very careful.
According to eyewitnesses, the trailer lost control at around 9 p.m, with one of them claiming that it lacked headlights, thus making it invisible.
Ilikuwa imepoteza brake, na wakati ilipoteza brake ikakuja bila taa, haikuwa baka mataa, ilikuja baka bila mataa, kwa hivyo mtu yeyote hakuwa anaiona. Tulistukia tu gari ndio hiyo tu kupiga hizi mayadi, ndio ikaweza kukanyanga watu wakicheza pool.
A close kin to one of the survivors, however, blamed motorists for overspeeding with lack of bumps attributed to the rise of road carnages.
Hiyo gari kwa hii barabara kuna shida. Shida ya hii barabara ni kukosa bumps. Gari ikitoka pale juu wakiweka free, akitaka kuicontrol, inataka wakati anataka sasa ifike pali anasema ameweka free, hawezi. Lakini kama kungekuwa na bumps hawezi weka free, kwa sababu weka free kwa bumps ikiruka itazima.
The police commander has called on motorists to be careful on the roads, especially during the festive season.
na madriver wawache kukimbia kwa hiyo eneo, kwa sababu hii eneo ni eneo ambaye iko hatari, kwa sababu magari ambaye zinabeba mzigo mingi, matrela zinakuwa zinapita hapo. At the same time, ni muhimu sana watu waheshimu sheria ya barabara.
Tana, Lookuptv.
Now, the Central Bank of Kenya now says it has only licensed 32 digital lenders operating in the country, revealing that close to 400 of them are operating illegally. In a session with the Senate Finance and Budget Committee, the Central Bank of Kenya Governor, that is Dr. Kamau Thuge, was at pains to explain why the CBK, as the regulator, was yet to take action on the lenders. And as Stanley Lugaria now reports, senators also sought to know what CBK was doing to protect unsuspecting Kenyans, some of whom have been defrauded by these institutions.
Out of the over 400 mobile digital lenders, only 32 have been approved by the Regulatory and Oversight Authority, the Central Bank of Kenya.
So I think now that they've been brought under the ambit of the Central Bank and they are licensed by the Central Bank, I think now we have maybe 32, I think 32 digital credit providers who are licensed by the
This is according to CBK Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge while appearing before the Senate Committee on Finance and Budget on Monday, chaired by Senator Ali Roba.
And therefore, they are under us. We have inspection. They are under inspection, and more critically, their lending is really risk-based.
The governor had a rough time responding on several issues raised by the committee tied around registration and non-compliance of digital applications, standardization of charges on mobile money transactions, collaboration with the Data Protection Office to safeguard customer data, fraudulent activities including illegal withdrawals of money by banks from customer accounts.
I think that one thing that I observe generally is that there is lack, or if not lack, then there is weak premise for self-regulating oversight internally.
What is that specific fine that the bank should receive?
Mention that need parliament. And I want to re-emphasize through the governor, I know under Article 93, Parliament meets both National Assembly and the Senate.
The committee sought response on high interest charged by more than 4 unauthorized microfinance lenders, including Momentum Credit Company Limited, Mogo, Watu Progressive, M-Kopa and Tugende, even though he confirmed M-Kopa had registered.
Momentum Credit Company Limited is not a licensed microfinance bank. The Momentum Credit Company submitted an application to the CBK to be licensed as a digital credit provider. The MCL's application has not yet been processed.
Through the submissions from Governor Thuge, the committee was angered upon realizing that some of the mentioned companies were hurting customers by operating in an illegal space without being regulated, terming it as pseudo-fraud demonstrated through high interest rates and profit margins recorded by the lending institutions, exorbitant crazy transactional costs by digital lenders, even without operational license soon after initiating registration process.
Bank to mobile wallet, it says 10 shillings. And then mobile wallet to bank, it says 60. And in this case, it appears to be bank to mobile wallet. It's supposed to have been 10 shillings, but it's 76. So the takeaway you have is that you really need to interrogate.
The committee has called on the regulator and oversight body to enhance existing laws and formulate more stringent measures to help curb the demonstrated laziness in the sector, such as raising penalties for those found culpable, calling on the governor to furnish it with more response in written form within the next 14 days, as it plans to retreat and draft a report.
Solution which you have presented as being a resolution to their complaints, you need to serve us with a copy. Yes, what it is that you have done resolving the problem.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
Now, the controversial and stalled data recovery center in Naivasha requires an extra 3.2 billion shillings to be fully operational. making it one of the most expensive ICT projects in the region. According to the Parliamentary Committee on Finance, funding for the centre could rise from the initial 800 million shillings to 13 billion when completed. This came as it emerged that the protracted dispute between the National Treasury and the contractor was costing the exchequer 600 million shillings every year. This emerged when the members of the committee visited the centre on a fact-finding mission a couple of months after the court awarded the contractor over 5 billion shillings as payment for the project.
What you've been able to see is a vision that was done 10 years ago. Had it been done as per scope, it would have cost taxpayers money around 800 million shillings. But because of some delays and some maybe not agreements, then you've seen the price shoot up to 5 billion shillings. The need for the data recovery center still remains. The facility still remains such a viable facility. And so we're saying that it is very important that the Ministry of National Treasury and the Ministry of ICT sit together and find a conclusion on this particular project. During a time when government of Kenya is going on digitizing all our government services.
Look at that. Now that court award is attractive 12%. That is 600 million every year. Now, any further delay, this project, and you had the Minister of ICT, they are saying that they require 3.2 billion. Now, 3.2 billion had what we have spent 8 billion. 11. That is already 4 billion plus 5.10 billion. That is 10 billion. Now, further delay, this project is going to cost us. If we delay for 5 years, how much are we going to spend? Is we going to spend a project we were supposed to take 1.2 billion, we are going to spend around 13 billion.
This is a clear example on if this project was managed keenly at a close range with sensitivity to such laxity in making decisions, it has cost us a loss of this whooping 5.2 billion that we are supposed to pay at an initial project which was costing 730 million. So it's a question. The other day we had a discussion in the floor of the House, and the Parliament is also keen as to how much public are losing a lot of money with the laxity in the way projects and decisions are being made. If this court case was
that particular story led by the Kimani Courier Committee, that is the Finance and National Planning National Assembly Committee, brings us to the end of the first segment of this particular bulletin. We're taking a short breather. We'll be back with more news stories on the other side of the break. Don't go away.
Since nilikuwa mtoto nitamani sana kufungua hoteli. So my dad alisave na capital, nikafungua this small cave as you can see. Nilikuwa natumia gas of which it was very expensive and very slow. Nilikuwa nakalisha orders, customers wangu wana complaints, party profits. Siku moja nikasikia story na tatu watatu. Mimi huyo nikaenda mbio mbio nikaanza kuweka ka 10, ka 50, nikapanda hadi ka so. Sunday moja nikiwa pika zangu za kufanya job, nikapokea simu. Guess what? Ilikuwa watu watatu.
Wewe ni mshindi wa brand new chips fryer na potato cutter. Oh, yes. Congratulations, asante sana.
Kutoka hapo mpaka customers wangu nilikuwa na WhatsApp faster, orders napeleka mbio, profits zikakuwa mob. Pia wewe naweza kuambia ucheze tatu watatu na ujaze business yako na tatua business makeover.
Hapa ni kujaza na tatua. Nenda kwa M-Pesa, chagua paybill number 150 chagua namba zako 3 za bahati kati ya 0 na 9 ukifuatanisha na neno Lookuptv. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 10 hadi shilingi 1000 na ujaze mfuko na chapa kila nusu saa.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Are you a junior secondary school, a college, a TVET institution, or a university, and you want to advertise your intake? Book now and advertise with us today on both Lookuptv and all our digital platforms. Call us today or email us on sales@lookuptv.co.ke.
Now, thank you very much for staying with us. On to a very controversial story. And the Ministry of Treasury has been dealt a major blow in its bid to privatize the Kenya International Conference Centre and 10 other parastatals. The conservatory orders were issued by Justice Chacha Mwita on Monday in a case filed by the Orange Democratic Movement headed by Raila Odinga.
The High Court has suspended the government's move to privatize KICC and 10 other state corporations following a case filed by Orange Democratic Movement Party. Justice Chacha Mwita issued the order after ODM through Advocate Jackson Awele said the public was not allowed to give its views regarding the Privatization Act, which made it easier to sell the state enterprise to private companies. The order reads, and I quote, "A conservatory order is hereby issued suspending the implementation of Section 21 of the Privatization Act 2023 or any decision made pursuant to that section until 6th February 2024. End of quote. ODM in its court papers argued that some public assets like KICC, Kenya Pipeline Company, Kenya Literature Bureau, and the Kenya Seed Company can only be privatized with the consent of the people at a referendum. This is so because they form part of the sovereign wealth of Kenya with significant culture and strategic importance to the public. The party in seeking the orders questioned why the government was in a rush to sell the assets. On 9th of October 2023, President William RUTO assented to the Privatization Bill 2023 into law and designated its commencement as 27th October 2023. The Impunged Act repealed the Privatization Act of 2005 and thereby introduced several provisions. The net effect, according to the papers, is to grant the executive arm of government sweeping powers to dispose of prized assets comprised of Kenya's sovereign wealth. They also raised the issue of public participation, which they say was not adhered to, and further argue how the challenged provisions do not provide any adequate security guarantees or system of checks and balances for the integrity of the purported privatization programs as intended by the Constitution of Kenya 2010. It is their case that public assets such as the Kenya Literature Bureau, Kenya Seed Company, and the Kenya Pipeline Company are strategic installations central to Kenya's national security. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
It's a very controversial story, even as various leaders oppose the selling of KCC and the Kenya Pipeline. It's just a matter of time before we see what the government will do next in regards to privatizing those particular entities. Moving forward, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, that is KUPPET, the West Pokot branch, has today taken to the streets demonstrating over poor working environment and security. The teachers now say if the situation is not addressed, they have directed their members in the county not to report to work next year. This comes after one teacher was killed while undertaking their drives. Teachers also want the Teacher Service Commission to confirm all the teaching interns who have served for longer periods.
West Pokot teachers led by branch chairman Joel Todokori have expressed their grievances citing a surge of insecurity in areas classified as hotspots and prone to banditry. Shockingly, some educators have fallen victim of the rising violence as reported cases of teachers being killed in the line of duty in these vulnerable areas.
Another issue is the issue of insecurity. They are working in areas with a lot of insecurity. Recently, you heard that a JSS student was killed in Sarmaj. Now, if a student was killed, do you think the teacher is also safe? So these people are working under very difficult situation. They are working in very insecure areas, and we are telling the government to provide security, not only to JSS teachers, but also to all Kenyans.
A key demand put forth by protesting teachers is for the Teacher Service Commission, TSC, to confirm the employment of teaching interns who have diligently served for extended periods.
I'm here today with solidarity with the JSS teachers, and we are saying that let them confirmed as permanent and pensionable. Yes. Then second, these JSS schools to be domiciled in secondary school because of the poor conditions in primary schools. And then also to be paid well because of the cost of living in Kenya today.
I'm Priska Remeluk, a teacher, a JSS teacher from Sok, and I'm here raising the voice of JSS teachers who are suffering. The government promised us 1 year internship to work in these areas, and we are now seeking our rights. We are coming here to demand for our confirmation as JSS teachers. One, we are not making our life to be the first priority, but we are also working for we are also raising the rights of those kids. We are teaching things that we are not even understanding them. For our case, we are teaching home science, and in home science we have sewing machines, and for our case, we don't know even how to handle them.
Chairman Joel Torokodi emphasized the urgency of the situation, maintaining that if the government fails to address their concerns promptly, they will advise the teachers to refrain from reporting to school next month.
If the government will not take serious our concerns, I think by January, we shall tell our members not to report to schools. Yes. Because we don't want our tools until the government listen to our cries.
Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
Now, the Secretary General of the Kenya Union of Nurses, who doubles up as the Deputy Chairperson of the ruling UDA party, that is Seth Panyako, has stated that he will not relent in his stance to defend Kenyans against the rising cost of living, despite receiving threats from the government. Now, speaking at the official launch of the Nabin Obwera Cup at Lwandeti Primary School, Panyako revealed that he will continue to advocate for the interests of ordinary Kenyans, asserting that the common citizen continues to bear heavy burdens and urges the national government to address the issue of the rising cost of living.
As the cost of living debate takes center stage, leaders continue to weigh on the subject as both the opposition and the government continue to pull in different directions to seek a lasting solution.
Sababu ya hii gharama ya maisha ninapoteza watu wengi sana, wanakufa kwa sababu wameshindwa gharama ya matibabu. Ndiposa tunasema ili Kenya iende mbele, lazima gharama ya maisha irudi chini ili watu wajimudu kulipia watoto yao karo, wajimudu kwa chakula, wajimudu kwa mavazi, wajimudu kwa matibabu.
During the official launch of the Nabin Obwera Volleyball Cup at Lwandeti Primary School, which brought leaders from ruling party UDA, the Kenya National Union of Nurses, who also doubles as the ruling party national chair Seth Panyako, said he will loosen his laces with the moment the national government subsidized the ever-hiking price of commodities, saying the normal citizens are the ones suffering greatly from the high cost of living.
Nataka niambie rais,
Hawa wakora ambao wamekusurround, ambao wanakuambia ongeza mafuta, ambao wanaambia wewe ongeza bei ya kuzaa, wanakuambia ongeza bei ya kuoa, wanakuambia ongeza bei ya kutembea kwa barabara. Waambie hao wakora tutawafurisha hapa Kenya.
Panyako's remarks were reiterated by the local MP Nabi Nabure, who on his side said the burden of high food prices is greatly affecting the Kenyan citizens and criticized the central government for an act he says is said to benefit only those in power.
Mtu mmoja anazaa kwa mkono ya milioni moja. Na milioni moja inanipelekea watoto 200 kwa shule.
Ukitembea kuanzia Januari wameongeza school fees. Nyinyi mko na pesa ya kutoa kuongeza gharama ya school fees? Sisi tuliambia wananchi tutapunguza gharama ya maisha.
The Dagoretti North MP was also there, Beatrice Silachi, said the local legislators should provide and organize platforms that will see the youths actively engaged to minimize gender-based violence as well as curbing the early pregnancies. Regan Lemegran, Lookuptv.
Now, President William RUTO landed in India for a 2-day state visit, where he is expected to engage Prime Minister Narendra Modi on various areas of cooperation between the two nations. The president is expected to meet various players to forge partnerships on the healthcare front, particularly on pharmaceutical production and capacity building. In a press release, State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed says President RUTO will also hold a meeting with President Rupadi Murmu and address a trade and investment forum. Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has today recovered property worth 410 million shillings that had fraudulently been grabbed by a private investor in Kisumu County. Speaking at the site, EACC Western Regional Manager, that is Abraham Kimboy, said the commission will jointly charge land registrars who issue public land titles to private entities. Now, the anti-corruption watchdog has so far filed for recovery cases worth 8 billion shillings at the Kisumu Land and Environmental Court, including the recovery of a 2 billion acre piece demarcated for the construction of the Kibuye market. The recovery follows a judgment issued by the Kisumu High Court in November, where Justice Samson Okongo ruled that a 350 million shillings property had been set up on a way leave conserved for the expansion of waterworks in Kisumu County.
As part of their strategy to end land grabbing in the country, EACC has recovered stolen public property worth 410 million shillings, which was grabbed from the Kisumu County government. Nyanza Regional EACC Manager Abraham Kimboy said that Kisumu is one of the counties with many cases of grabbing of public land, and EACC has moved in to wrestle the public land from the grabbers.
When the case was filed, the county government of Kisumu drafted EACC, who by law, you are aware that it has a duty to protect government properties. So the commission sought to be enjoined in the case, and it was allowed, following which we filed a counterclaim. You know, a counterclaim is a suit against the person who is claiming something. We did investigations, and our investigations revealed that the area where the structure is standing is public land.
Elsewhere, Embuti factories have lost more than 100 million shillings through fake land transactions that were carried out by former directors who were hounded out of office in 2021. According to a forensic audit that was conducted by KTDA, cumulatively, the three factories lost a total of 242 acres of land. Speaking at a farmers forum in Embu County at Rukurire Tea Factory, KTDA National Chairman Enos Njeru revealed that Katangarire Tea Factory lost 100 acres, while Mungania and Rukurire Tea Factories lost 71 acres each.
Tumeonelea kwamba mashamba mingi ilinunuliwa without due diligence. Na tunaonelea kwamba wakati tuliona mashamba haina manufaa kwa factory, na tukaonelea kwamba inaweza uzwa ndio hiyo pesa ifanye kitu ingine. Wakati wale walikuwa wanataka kununua, wanunuzi wa hizi mashamba walienda kufanya kitu inaitwa search, ndio waone kama hasa mashamba ni ya factory. Walipofika pale waliona mashamba iko na caution. Kufuatilia kulikuwa na kesi kotini ya kwamba wenye waliuza hii mashamba hawajulikani na mashamba inaonekana ni ya clan.
And finally, 250 youths have completed software development training under the sponsorship of Family Bank in partnership with Adanian Labs Africa. The latest graduation becomes the second of its kind under digital skills, software development, AI and blockchain technology. Speaking at the graduation ceremony, designated Family Bank Chief Executive Officer Nancy Njau congratulated the youth and expressed her confidence of their readiness to solve world problems and become active in the world labor market.
Today, we graduate the second cohort of our partnership with Adanian Labs Africa through our philanthropic arm, the Family Group Foundation. The bank has invested 15 million Kenya shillings in this partnership, with 10 million Kenya shillings being invested specifically in the software development training program, a co-investment between the foundation and Adanian Labs. Thank you.
Ebi Kadenye, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Very much, Ebi Kadenye, for that particular story. We take our final breather. We'll be back with sports news, which includes Harambee Starlets who will be looking to qualify for the 2024 AFCON as they play against Botswana away from home in the second leg. Don't go away.
Msimu huu wa Krismasi, mambo ni mega. Sherehekea Krismasi na Lotto Wins. Mwezi huu kuna magari ya kushindaniwa, guaranteed millions, 100k holiday shopping vouchers na mbuzi za Krismasi. Up to 40 million to be won in the hourly draws and a grand prize of 200 million every Wednesday and Saturday. Ndani ya 200 million mega jackpot. Cheza Lotto sasa. Ingia kwa M-Pesa Paybill 777000. Account Look. Amount shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000. Usiseme Merry Christmas. Sema Lotto Mega Christmas.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Changamka, cheza Lotto.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
Now, on to the sporting scene. And the national women's football team, that is Harambee Starlets, at a field of Botswana National Stadium ahead of their second leg match encounter of the 2024 WAFCON qualifier against Botswana. The match is scheduled for tomorrow, the 4th of December, from 4 p.m. at the East African time at the Botswana National Stadium. Of course, Kenya will be seeking to win that game after missing a 90 plus 5 minute penalty here at the Nyayo National Stadium last week on Wednesday. Now, moving forward, the national under 18 boys football team, that is Junior Stars, held their final training today ahead of their semi-final match encounter against Tanzania in the Sekafa under 18 championships. The match will be played tomorrow, December 5th this year at the Jomo Kenyatta Mamboleo Stadium starting at 2:30 p.m.
The team is equally good as us, so we're expecting a competition, a good one. And on our side, we are very confident that we are going to win that game. And of course, there's a lot of pressure from the fans, and especially us, we are home. So it's a must that we have to do our best and win that game. So we are equally prepared for the task.
Tumewaandaa vizuri kwa sababu ukiangalia tangu mwanzo tuliwaambia sisi tunataka kufika finali na tuchukue kombe. So kila mtu akili yake yote anataka kuchukua kombe, nataka kujua ni majirani, nataka kujua nani, mtu yote leo atakuja mbele tukasema tutacheza naye vizuri tu. So maandalizi yetu yamekuwa mazuri juu tunataka kufika finali peke yake.
Now, the East African Safari Classic Rally has received a major boost of 6 million shillings sponsorship from Safaricom through M-Pesa Super App platform. The 11th edition, which has attracted 63 drivers from 27 countries globally, with 44 international participants and 19 local contenders, will kick off on Saturday, the 9th of this month and run up to the 18th. Now, the rally will cover approximately 4,000 kilometers, cutting across Kilifi, Nakuru and Nairobi counties, as the prize-giving ceremony is scheduled to take place at Diani.
To the tune of 6 million shillings, this incredible race through the country of 5,000 kilometers going through 11 counties. Safaricom cares about motorsport in Kenya because it is a sport that involves all of Kenyans, either as spectators, drivers, part of the crew, and organizers. Not only that, but also we have visitors coming into the country to participate in this epic rally.
We take the rally to areas where the normal tourist run doesn't, like the Cherangani Hills and other places where a normal tourist company will not take you. We would like to show the world what Kenya is. So we run this rally to bring these roads out and enable those that have experienced this environment to bring their families and their friends and spread the word around and bring more tourism into Kenya whilst having fun.
Now, Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro launched a sports tournament at Ihura Stadium to curb alcoholism and drug abuse in Kiharu, where over 150 teams will participate in different activities. The tournament will seek to identify and nurture local talents to give the youth a platform to get income through their talents.
Na hii league is sponsored by Kiharu NGCDF, na hii league ni kubwa sana kwa sababu tumechukua timu zote za Kiharu, timu ambazo ni over I think 150 za football peke yake. Tuko na timu za volleyball, tuko na all the disciplines mpaka taekwondo. We want over this long holiday all the youth wa Kiharu wakuwe engaged kwa vitu ambazo ni vitu poa, vitu kama za kadada ama sports, so that we also try to align them wasiende kwa zile vitu zinaweza waagusha sana.
It is very engaging. He's involving the women, young ladies, the men, so it is very commendable. And we know that there are some people in this nation who have benefited greatly because of talents, that is sports and even music. So it's a very good way of nurturing sports and a very good way of encouraging our youth and a very good way of stopping our youth from engaging in negative social vices.
Tunamshukuru sana kwa sababu for those months vijana wetu wamekuwa very busy. Hata vile tunasema tunapigana na maneno ya kukunywa pombe, Mheshimiwa Dede tunamshukuru sana kwa vile he have kept all our teams very very busy. Well,
that particular story wraps up our bulletin, but before I go, I just want to say wish all the best to this Kenya Junior Stars as they take off Tanzania in the semi-finals. We do believe that Tyrone Kariuki, Louis Ingavi and their starman Aldrin Kibet will ensure Kenya proceeds to the final and eventually lift the title. We are more than confident. To Harambee Starlets, all the best as they take on Botswana tomorrow. We hope the likes of Cheryl Angashi and of course Corazon Vivian can lead them to the WAFCON 2024. Till then, do have yourself a lovely evening and many thanks for joining us today. To the team behind the scenes, many thanks for making this happen. Until tomorrow, give yourself a wonderful night and like always, God bless.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations.